Well, hello boys and girls, it's your favourite grumpy granny from Groggy's Patch. And you know what? School holidays at the moment here in Victoria, so I am babysitting because I'm actually a grumpy granny in real life as well as on film.
Yes, she is.
Enough out of you, cheeky granddaughter. Say hello, Wyatt.
Hello.
Today I am actually going to show you how to fill out an international shipping label with Australia Post. Won't that be fun? You all know I love a little bit of international shipping. And you know what? Hang around till the very end of the video because I have a surprise for you. You might find out how you could have your opportunity to appear in one of Grumpy Granny and the Disgruntled Octopus's podcast episodes.
Like me.
Wouldn't that be fun? So make sure you stay until the end. Let's get into it. Sometimes something that should be simple can seem very overwhelming if you don't know what to do. I'm going to show you today how to fill out an international shipping label on MyPost Business. Let's say you've imported your orders from eBay into MyPost Business. Now we need to edit the order. It will bring up this screen here. It will put your details in, your name and your address, where it's being sent from. That will already be in there. So we keep on going down. It will also have imported the name and address of the person you are sending the parcel to. In this case, Grumpy Granny is sending a parcel to the Disgruntled Octopus at his address in Bermuda. So we'll just scroll down past all of this. Just make sure that all the necessary details are right, that you've got no errors coming up. So now we're at the additional information, which is the section that we need to worry about. First thing you need to decide is that if they can't deliver the parcel, do you want them to return it to you? Or do you want it to be disposed of? The thing to consider here is how much the item is worth. If you are sending a $7 DVD over to the Disgruntled Octopus in Bermuda, you might consider to click on Abandon Parcel because you don't want to have to pay all that money to get it sent back. However, if it's an antique book that's worth $100, you might consider, well, I do want them to return it. So for this example, we're just going to ask them to return it to us, and they'll return it to us in the most economical way, but we will be responsible for that cost. Now we want to get down to the delivery instructions, and there may be particular instructions that the buyer has asked you to put in this section here. I did not long ago have someone in America ask me could I put for them to leave it inside the screen door of the unlocked patio, which I did, and it all got there fine. In this case, Octo has asked us to put inside oyster shell at front door of underwater cave. So that's only if you do need to give special instructions. Are there any particular comments? Now in here, there will usually be a number, and that will be the order number from eBay. What I normally do is cut that number and actually put it in here in the importer's reference number section, which we will do there. And then in the comments is normally where I'll put something so that if I've got several parcels going, I know exactly what this one is. So we're going to put slime recipes because that's the book that I'm sending Octo. In this comments box, you may want to put any details that have to do with the buyer having paid sales tax or some sort of import duty. And especially if there's a reference number, you can actually drop that in this comment box, and that's always a good idea. In here, sometimes with particular things, but normally not for us, you may have particular license numbers or certificate numbers to put in, or you may want to put your invoice number down in here. But as I said, I always put it up here into the importer's reference number. So you keep scrolling down and we get to the customs declaration, which is really important. First thing you'll be asked is, does this parcel contain dangerous goods or prohibited items? It's going to be no, generally for something that we are selling on eBay. And then they're going to ask you, do the contents have a commercial value? And they do, yes. And then you're going to get asked, reason for export. You will hear a lot of people say they're going to put gift so that it will help the buyer avoid paying sales tax. No, 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 no. That is incorrect and is also illegal because you're actually lying. You are liable because you are the one filling out this form. It's not a gift. It was bought on eBay. So they've paid the sale tax through eBay if there is any, or import duties. eBay will have collected that. You would have noticed in the order details. So it is sale of goods is what you would put in in there. Here we go down. You can add in several items into the parcel if they've bought more than one. But in this case, we're just going to show how to do with one. So you need to know how much the item itself weighs. In this case, it is going to only weigh 125 grams. Make sure you put the decimal point in the right place. Otherwise, you might finish up getting more than you bargained for later on. Here we're going to put in an item value. I will generally put in what the item has sold for and maybe round it up a little bit. So if I've sold the item for $49.95, I'm going to put that it was worth $50. So that's what we'll put in here. There is only one, so we're going to put one in there. Then we go down to origin. Well, that's pretty easy. It's coming from Australia. Already in this box will be the title of your item that you have sold. That's not going to work because it's not going to actually generate a tariff code, which is what we need. In this case, we have a book. So we're going to type in book and we're going to wait for it to generate. And here it gives us a whole heap of different books to choose from. But I think if we just change that to recipe book, depending on which country it's going to, sometimes they want to know a bit more specifics about the book that you're sending. But in this case, let's just say it is actually a reference book and it will generate a HS tariff code, which is what you want in there. If you want to add another item, you just click on here to add another item. Then you'll see that it gives us the declared total combined item weight and the item value. Just check that that has come out correctly. Now you want to go ahead and you want to parcel your item up as you want to send it, and then you need to weigh that finished parcel. In this situation, we're going to say that now that it's all parceled up, it weighs 225 grams, and then it's going to want to know the dimensions of that. And so we're going to say that it is 24 by 18 by 5. We'll go down a bit further, and now this is where we choose what type of postage we're going to send. Most of the time on eBay, you're going to use standard international postage, depending on how you have your business policies set up, of course. In my international shipping video, I've just done it on standard international, so we're going to select that. So it's going to actually cost $29.50 for the postage, which is what Octo would have been charged. Because I have banned for postage, I will get a saving on that. Bermuda is considered in zone 5, which is the most expensive zone, and it's considered the rest of the world, so I wouldn't get as much saving as I would if it was going to say America or Britain. But anyway, I'm still going to save $3.69. So even though I've charged Octo $29.50, I'm actually only going to pay $25.81. In here, if you have a really expensive item, you can sign up for extras and ask for a signature on delivery for an additional cost, and that's where you do all that. Otherwise, you just keep scrolling down. It'll tell you how much the total of your item is. Just double check the details that the weight and the book size are right. And if they are, save order. That order is now ready to ship. Well, now I hope that was helpful to someone. I hope you got a little bit out of that. Let's hope that your little brains learnt something today.
I don't have a little brain.
You don't know that. And I want to tell you that the Disgruntled Octopus and I might give you an opportunity to appear on our podcast, or even just give us some content for our podcast by telling us a funny story to do with reselling that you think other people might like to hear. So what I want you to do is get in touch, either on Instagram or perhaps drop a comment below, or wander over to the Disgruntled Octopus's channel, subscribe and leave him a comment on the preview for the podcast. Now, wouldn't it be exciting to appear alongside Grumpy Granny and the Disgruntled Octopus? And I will catch you on the next one.